What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have an exciting unboxing to dig into for you. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. Let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you and what you are carrying. Thank you to Kizer for sending this in for us to take a look at. I'm not familiar with the model here. We are looking at the helmet is apparently what it's called. Is that right? The helmet. Yes. By none other than our boy Onzo. Couple of stickers, extra hardware, microfiber cloth, and this definitely looks good. Let's see what we have. I started getting Wharncliffe vibes or sheep's foot vibes out of this, so let's see what kind of blade we are looking at. Oh yes, okay. Onzo has been just putting out the heaters lately. He's gotta be he's almost responsible for 8 out of the 10 knives they've put out over the last 2 months, and they've all been really good, even down to the nice guy. I don't even want to begin to name him because he's got a bunch out. So we have Nitro V. We have is that a black wash on there? It's that like powder coated finish almost. See how it's got that texturing on there? It's something new that they're doing, or at least it's something new that I think is new. We have jimping up the spine here. Nice sheep's foot blade. Feels like it comes down pretty thin. We'll check that edge. And then we have a cutout and flipper for deployment. And the detent is tuned well. Very well. The reverse flick is just incredibly good. Oh, so good. That is ultra satisfying. Just enough where it gives you that wall that you can build up, and then boom, it just flies out. Really nice. Thumb flick, money, absolute money. Nice glossy close. Flipper tab, tuned well for the switch and the push button. Very good. It's rounded, which is exactly what I want to see personally. That way you can light switch it very easily and you can push button it very easily, which I like being able to do both. If it's got a flipper, I would love to be able to do both, and with flippers like that, you can. So perfect. Lots of ways to deploy this. You can even slow roll it out or do the 2-finger pinch and slow roll out. We have this carbon fiber overlay, but it really has a texture to it. So it's a carbon fiber overlay on top of G10. So it's not pure carbon fiber, but it still feels like real carbon fiber, and it definitely looks like it as well. It's got a texture to it. You can feel all them little ridges that you see. It feels really good. They're really getting better at this top layer laminated carbon fiber. It wasn't the best stuff back in the day, but it's definitely starting to get better, and they'll have other models of this. They'll probably have G10s and micartas. This is just one variant, so don't get lost in that. They will have several different versions of this knife available. I can almost guarantee it. So why don't we take a look at this thing in the pocket? We're looking at Kizer's standard deep carry rollover clip, which is going to carry nice and deep in the pocket. In this case, you will see just maybe a 1/16 of an inch or so poking out of the pocket, so not very much at all, and their pocket clips do very well as far as carry goes, and they are also very good in the hand typically, and this is not going to be any different. We are looking at flow through construction there, with a couple of standoffs. We don't have a chamfer or jimping on the liner here, but here again, here's another design. And I believe the last one or two I said this about was Azo's designs. It's not really, you don't have a chamfer or jimping, but you have a ton of access to it. And it is, you know, kind of, the edge is still chamfered, but you don't have that big pronounced chamfer, right? This isn't sharp or anything, but it's easy to get to and it's easy to disengage. The only thing a chamfer or jimping would do here in this case would just make it even better, right? It's not hindering the knife that it don't have it, but it would be kind of that, like I always say, nice to have thing. It's not necessarily making or breaking the knife. It's not really making a huge difference. It's just something that would still be nice to have, right? And we did go pick up some phone books, which you probably won't see any episodes without the phone book. I think when I ran out, I went to the post office that same day. So, should be all phone book. Anyway, not that anyone cares. This has a phenomenal edge on it. Really good. I tried to get cutesy. But yeah, that's got a really, really nice edge. If it's cutting this bullshit that short of a piece of paper, it's got a good edge on it. Very nice, very thin. It's a fairly thin blade stock as well. We don't typically measure in the unboxings, once in a great while, but I am pretty interested. So we're looking at 3 1/8 of cutting edge. We're looking at 3 1/4 to that tip there, and then we are looking at just shy of 7 3/4. It's more like 11/16 or so. 11/16 strong. So it's not quite in that full size knife range, but it's getting there. It's getting close. I've come around on this size range right here. I have come to enjoy it. I used to not think much of most knives that were smaller than this, at least, but I've really come around. So let's beat the hell out of this thing and see what happens here. We didn't check centering because we are idiots, or I am at least. It is perfectly centered even after all that messing around, which is great. We talked about the detent and the action. It's really good. There is no pivot lash and there's no detent lash there. And we'll do a really soft open here. And there's no play up or down. And there's no play side to side. And that's on a soft open. If we open it like we mean it, we are looking at getting close to 50%, which is good in my opinion. And we don't have any movement in any direction with a solid lockout. Give it a couple taps, close it. We'll check it up here. Ooh. No kidding. That'll be the first one in months. No shit. So it's pretty good. The rest of the blade, it's when we get to that real, when we get to the tip there. Wow. Now, let's hold our horses. That could be because there's coating on the tang or the lock face. I can almost bet on it. With the blade coated and the liners coated, there's a good chance that one or both has coating on it, and that's causing it to slip because it's not slipping anywhere else except when we hit it up here on the tip. So this will go into a knife that we have to take apart and check that lock, see what it looks like. We'll do all that on camera. We've done it before, kind of on camera, half on, half off, and showed the failure, fixed it, showed it passing, and that knife has passed ever since, getting the coating off the lock face and the tang of the blade. It had it on both. Got rid of that, and it started staying locked up permanently. No more failures. So we could assume that this is going to be the same thing, but we don't know that for sure. But my guess is, and I'm pretty sure Kizer does a similar check with that blade, and if they were checking it up here, which is probably where they were hitting it, on a corner of a desk or something, and they were hitting it here and it wasn't failing, that's you know why. They probably don't put it at awkward angles like I do and, you know, tap it that way as well. So it just comes with kind of figuring stuff out. But so it's gotta be at, see, it's not doing it here. Now it's not doing it at all. There it is. Huh. I wonder if that's coating on there getting worked off, because it's starting to pass now. I wonder if that's coating getting worked off there, because it is locked up well. And you might be thinking, this is crazy. Not really. We want to know if the lock is going to stay locked up. That's kind of my philosophy. And if it isn't staying locked up, I want to know why. You know, and if we can decipher that, I guarantee there's coating on there, because typically Kizer knocks it out of the park when it comes to their lockup. Typically don't have ever any issues from them, rarely ever. So I'm going to say that that's most likely what it is, but I will keep you posted. But as of right now, it's starting to pass. So that's kind of a wild up and down ride. Extremely solid up here, awkward angle up here. It failed several times, opened and closed it and messed with it, and then started trying it again, and it wasn't failing. Failed once or twice, and then didn't fail. So pretty interesting turn of events. We'll take this apart and check the lock face and the tang, and we'll go from there. We'll do another video on this. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this knife here and that entire situation. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, we release knife and EDC content just like this every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.